Now on Bazaar, we've got BLS International joining in to talk about the quarter gone by. Looking ahead, Shikhar Aggarwal, Joint Managing Director at the company, is now with us on the show. Shikhar, thank you for joining in. This is Reema here. Now, the quarter gone by had multiple geopolitical flashpoints, whether it's the India-Pakistan or the tensions in Middle East. Flights were getting rerouted. Then you had that Air India, the fateful crash there. Was Q1 softer than expected on the back of these developments? Is it tracking lower than what you were earlier anticipating? And what was the impact on the whole?
See, if you see our last year numbers, we've done a 70% growth compared to last year. We did a 540 crores of PAT compared to around 300 crores last year. If you talk about Q1, these geopolitical risks keep on happening from the inception of the company. There was a war in the Middle East, etc. But we have not seen any impact on our numbers. The demand for tourism continues to be strong globally. There is short-term impact, but on a long-term basis, we have not seen any impact. So our numbers remain strong.
So there was a short-term impact, though, in Q1.
I mean, definitely, at the time of war, the stoppage of flights happen in some certain jurisdictions, but then it is also, compensated by increase in travel in other jurisdictions. So definitely on an overall basis, if you see, we have not seen any big impact.
Right. If you could give us a sense on the applications that you processed this quarter, what's your target for this year? And what proportion of those applications would be in the value-added space, or rather the premium space?
See, if you talk about last year, we processed around 4 million applications. It was a big growth compared to the year before. We also had consolidation of our acquisition opportunities like iData and Citizenship Invest. So 20% of the revenue even flew in from that. The first quarter numbers will be out soon. So definitely we will be sharing the numbers when the results are out.
This year, what are you targeting in terms of applications? 4 million last year. How much do you think can you do this year?
See, next 5 years now, what we have seen is, if you see the last 5-year trajectory, we have grown 70% CAGR. As the company, as the base becomes bigger, our objective is to maintain the EBITDA margins and the growth momentum. Our target is, if in the next 5 years, if we can do 25% plus growth year on year, I think we can really increase the size and the base of the company. So definitely that is the target, in terms of volume, in terms of revenue, etc.
You think 25% CAGR revenue growth over the next 5 years is possible without acquisitions on a pure organic basis?
See, definitely, if you see the opportunities that are throwing in the market, there are billions of dollars of contracts that are up for renewal. We as a company now have global market share of 17%. The industry is growing 14% annually. It is poised to become a $4 billion industry in the next 2 years. So definitely, if you see all these factors, new governments are outsourcing new services, new territories, etc. So our market share increasing, new governments outsourcing, we definitely feel that we can continue the growth trajectory.
Your market share globally is 17%. And what would be VFS's market share? And how has the market share changed in the last 5 years?
See, when we started, 10 years back, starting getting into the foreign government space, we had only the market share of 5 to 7%. Over the years, it has grown to 17%. Definitely, our competitors, which are backed by private equity, will have bigger market share. But what I know is our market share is around 17%, and we feel both the industry is growing. The outsourcing market is growing, and the visa volume is also growing. So our market share is also poised to grow in the next few years.
What we understand is that VFS or some of these operators might be looking at an IPO in the Indian market as well. Currently, the only play in this travel and visa space is BLS International. The scarcity premium goes away. So to that extent, for those who are looking at your numbers and then VFS's numbers, what is the your pitch to investors who would be looking at BLS then, saying, because VFS obviously is a lot bigger?
I feel that this is a big advantage for us. More players getting listed in the Indian market is a testament for, we have been listed from 2017. We have been saying that the Indian market is really good. And I feel more industry data coming in, more players coming in, more research on the industry, more awareness about the industry will actually lead to a growth in the industry, growth in the visibility on the industry, growth in the market as a general, more investors coming into the industry. So definitely we feel it is a big benefit for us. Right now, we are the only listed player in this segment globally. So more companies getting listed will definitely add on, I feel, to our valuations, to our numbers, to the insight into the company.
And how many contracts of yours come up for renewal this year, and how many new markets are you looking to bid for this year?
See, most of our contracts in the last 2 years we have renewed. So 90% of our revenue is intact. We have a clear visibility of at least 5 to 7 years. But there are multiple contracts that are coming up for renewal of the competition. If you talk about billions of dollars of tenders are coming up for renewal, there are newer governments that are also considering outsourcing, first-time outsourcing. So definitely there's a big opportunity pie in front of us. Even if you see the acquisitions that we did last year, only some months of the revenue had come in. The full year revenue will start coming in from this year. So definitely there's a big leeway for us going forward. And these new players, the other players getting listed will add more visibility to the industry.
Any new white spaces you're targeting in your business housed under BLS International? One, of course, is to go deeper, wider in the existing visa business. New contracts are coming up. Many first-time governments are outsourcing their visa processing. But any new white spaces in the next 5 years that you're contemplating?
See, if you see the acquisitions that we did last year, we wanted to get into, long-term visa space. That is why we acquired this company, Citizenship Invest, which is working globally with multiple nationals, facilitating second passports, residencies, etc. So definitely that was more aligned to our government service business. Going forward, if there are businesses wherein there is government outsourcing globally, user pay model, negative working capital, etc., we will be very inclined to look at those businesses. But as of now, we see a big opportunity in the visa outsourcing space. So that is what we are focused on.
Right. And margins, you said you are looking to maintain. Are you looking at around 30% from here on? 25% revenue CAGR, you've given us the numbers. Margins, what is your aspiration?
See, if you see, our margins have grown from 21% to 28% and now 34% in the visa business. So there has been a constant increase in margins. We've been doing efforts for the last 5 years. Now with the, increased base, we are a 540 crore profit company. Our immediate target is to maintain the margins even on the increased base. But overall, we are continuously focusing on technological efficiency, cost efficiency, increased revenue. So definitely our immediate and long-term target is to maintain the margins. And then if there's an increase in margin, it will be more long-term.
All right, we take that point. Thank you so much, Shikhar, for joining in. Always a pleasure speaking with you. In fact, we're done with this conversation, but not done with the travel and tourism space itself. Take a short break. On the other side, Rajiv Kale of